As we begin the month of November, this brings the end of daylight savings, where the sun goes down at 5 p.m., making your commute home a total shit show, at least with the sun glaring in your eyes and making the roadway very difficult to see. Well, at AT&T Stadium, when these late afternoon games happen, especially from November onwards in a football season, it brings up the major design flaw in Jerry World. On the stadium's west side, you can see the sun peering through the massive window that lights up the entire stadium, and this does look really aesthetic, but it makes life a living hell for players trying to see the field, especially the quarterback, officials trying to referee the game, and fans that are on the east side of AT&T Stadium where they're trying to look at the game action, but they're blinded by the massive glare peering into the stadium over the Texas horizon. Now, come to find out, AT&T Stadium actually has a curtain to block out the sunlight from that western side of the stadium for events like concerts or any other event that the stadium hosts throughout the year. However, during football season, when the Cowboys play at home, Jerry wants that curtain open to illuminate the field. And this causes major problems that I talked about before. And knowing Jerry, being the unserious owner that he is, got very defensive when asked about this line of questioning from various media members. And I find it funny that in this game against the Philadelphia Eagles, that his own prized wide receiver CeeDee Lamb actually had some issues with the blinding glare, as he missed an easy touchdown pass from Cooper Rush that could have potentially brought the Cowboys ahead of the Eagles. But unfortunately, CeeDee Lamb lost the ball in the light, and this led to an incompletion and later a field goal, stopping momentum for the Dallas Cowboys at a pivotal point in the game. And even post-game, CeeDee Lamb was very adamant of maybe using the curtain during the game. Now, it would be pretty funny if the Cowboys got a little bit strategic, where instead they would leave the curtain open when their opponents are facing the sunlight, particularly their quarterback, and then they close it when they're facing the sun or their receivers are looking back at the ball. So incidences like what happened with CeeDee Lamb on Sunday wouldn't happen again. Now, will the NFL be on board with that? Probably not, but it would be funny nonetheless if the Cowboys maybe coined this idea, but I highly doubt that Jerry Jones would be intelligent enough to do so. Now, I know there's this stereotype of Texans being perceived as unintelligent, maybe stubborn, and we see that a lot in Jerry Jones, particularly with the stubbornness. And given the pushback to being so defensive about decisions being made about the Cowboys, what about the fundamental engineering and architectural decisions that went into building AT&T Stadium? Now, if you look at Lucas Oil Stadium, a very similar stadium, home of the Indianapolis Colts, where they have a massive window as well, but instead they have the stadium oriented in the north-south plane, which means when the sun is setting, it would probably only cast a shadow on the sidelines rather than on the field. And anyways, they don't have a massive window in the direct line of sunlight, unlike AT&T Stadium. And I understand that aesthetically it looks nice, it's hella photogenic, we got some amazing pictures from it, but if you think about the quality of play, the quality of the product, coming back to basic fundamentals where you can't even build your stadium to the point where you blind your own players and fans from a good experience in game-to-game action, especially in late afternoon games, it just comes back to Jerry Jones being unserious about football and being all about the headlines and stories about the Dallas Cowboys rather than winning championships.